are leaving our shores in droves. In droves, in search for greener pastures. Mr. Speaker, finally, Mr. Speaker, I am scandalized. I am shocked to the marrow to have not.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker, $1 today is 13 cedis. During the time of President Mahama, $1, 3 cedis, 80 pesos. Mr. Speaker, to conclude on this matter, Ghanaians voted for Vice President and are paying for the Vice President to support you to succeed. Mr. Speaker, you cannot fail. The President cannot fail alone. The President will have to fail together with the Vice President. So, Mr. President, you have failed with your Vice President. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by saying that Ghanaians will not miss President Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia.
There you went to Parliament of Ghana. Why did you do that? Parliament was in session. They are debating the State of the Nation address. And you got your men out there to disconnect the arm of government, I mean, the legislature. Why so?
You said Parliament
yes.
was working.
Yes.
What was ECG doing?
ECG was working.
Okay. Next question.
But you plunged the whole Parliament of Ghana, so elevators, lifts were not working, you know.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
I just saw something interesting that's caught my attention. But good morning to you, and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and today is the 4th of March, 2020. 2024. You're welcome to the program. We thank Almighty for giving us here today to discuss the issues of the country. Let's go through the headlines of the newspapers. Pardon my voice today. I have quite a terrible voice, but I'll manage through the program. Let's start off with the Daily Graphic. It says, excellent grades, not enough. Acquire skills. President advises youth. Election 2024. EC releases calendar. Experts issue 2024 weather forecast. National District Awards. KOKMA Best Performing Assembly. That's KOKMA Best Performing Assembly. Daily Guide. Nana Honest, BEC scholars. NDC uses dumps Voltarians. Kofi Akbalu. KOKMA receives Best MMDA Award. Dressmakers hail Samira. For what? Okay. Manso Tonkokrom clash leaves 3 dead. I think I want to just get excerpts of this story on page 6 of the paper. So it says that the Ghana National Tailors and Dressmakers Association and the Association of Beauticians and Hairdressers have hailed the contribution of the Second Lady of Ghana, Samira Baumia, to the fashion industry since assuming office in 2017. In a citation jointly presented by the leadership of the Dressmakers Association, the Ghana Association of Beauticians and Hairdressers, at the launch of the 2024 Ghana Festival, they asserted that the fashion industry has seen remarkable growth since 2017. The statistics is interesting. So according to them, the Ghana Exports Promotion Authority, GEPA, valued Ghana's export revenues from the fashion industry at $43 million in 2020, a huge increase from the value of industry which was near collapse due to the excessive importation of second-hand goods and the influx of cheap replica fabrics. The Queen Mother's Foundation, led by Nana Sewa Bonsu, Queen Mother of the Offenso Kaira, also named the Second Lady as Jabisuhine Ajwa Adepa, recognizing her distinct role in promoting Ghana's culture through fashion and for promoting decency among young people. Right. Okay. Let's move on to the New Crusading Guide. It says, danger signals loom as MOF internal memo sounds alarm bells over impact of passage of LGBT plus bill. Bompieso community mining scheme launched, over 5,000 direct jobs to be created. Michael Orchary, Berfi shakes Koforidua with health walk. Coronation of Girl Power Project as Sere Amache Queen Mother Laws Corporates Ghana for support. Babing praises Marcel Parry for compassionate leadership. Tonko Krum boils over Asanko Mines Macho Men. The top right corner. My brain, sex, and the anti-LGBT plus bill. My brain, sex, and the anti-LGBT plus bill. The Inside newspaper. Victim of police brutality dying as police administration delays compensation payment and refuses to allow family access to IGP Dampare. High taxes chasing away business from Ghana. John Owuni. Why Biden's support for Israel could cost him the election. Ahead of Independence Day celebration in Bibiani, traditional rulers descend on Ngwa Anyinma Kingdom. The Herald. Inflated dollar CD exchange rate rot. Engulf ECG management. 80 million Ghana cedis gets missing every month. 80 million Ghana cedis gets missing every month. Another key actor in 14 million US Ajapa scandal unmasked. City launches City launches 2024 Heritage Month celebration. Akufo-Addo might not succumb to anti-gay pressure. Tonko Krom residents clash with Asanko mine security. 3 dead. The informer World Bank blackmails Ghana, threatened to cancel loan over anti-LGBTQI plus bill. Let's be responsible. Afenyo Marking advises Ghanaians. Nation purse, only bonuses left. Ahead of Independence Day celebration, Zoom Lion graphic Neaton Koforidua. All hands on deck, Abuja Napo charges staff. Stagnant businesses fueling unemployment difficulties. Employers Association. The top right corner says danger. Bushfire threaten electricity poles in Volta. I went to see my mom and I saw someone burning rubbish under an electric pole. I had to be a citizen and not a spectator. So I went straight to the house. Because the house was just next to my mother's house. And I was wondering, hey. So they had to just put out the fire. Under an electric pole. Sometimes you wonder what's wrong with some Ghanaians. Under electric pole. That one too, the president should come and tell you not to do that. The inquisitor, Kudi no day. Okay. Empty kitty for Amin. 17 commencement warrant signed days before he took office. 17 commencement warrants signed days before he took office. Energy Minister assures of Ghana's readiness to host Energy Bank. Tonko Krom chiefs angry over Sanko Mines torture. Eric Yeboah whips MCE, others in Ikapim South NPP primaries. And the top right corner, Zoom Lion graphic clean Koforidua ahead of Independence Day celebration. The Statesman, over 5,000 jobs from 24th Community Mining Scheme. Scheduled for 13th African Games. Ghana ready for 13th African Games. Baumia opens 11K seater UG Stadium. Fremont Parade described as beacon of hope. Now, how government saves $3 million monthly through indigenization of gas industry. Okay. How government saves $3 million monthly through indigenization of Ghana gas industry. The Searchlight, the Daily Searchlight. Declaration of Wednesday, 5th March 2024 as a statutory public holiday. 1D1F Akufo-Addo to leave another financial sector debt. Kadmil Agbavleyo to go to court if President Akufo-Addo refuses to assent to anti-LGBTQ plus bill. VIP commissions Legon Stadium. Agric Minister understudies NPA's operations. The 1999 year group of the Achimota School launches a trust fund in the midst of their 25th anniversary celebration. The Ghanaian publisher. NPP polls. Ekrapim South MCE suffers humiliating defeat. Asenso Boache hits ground running, meets Japanese ambassador over road projects. 13th African Games Baumia commissions 10,000-seater Legon Stadium. Doma East DC rally support for MP denies rifts between them. Games schedule, medals broadcast. The Custodian. Eric Apiedu defeats Ikapim South MCE. AG clears doubts on 10 Ghana City CRN saved in judgment debt. Baumia opens Legon Sports Stadium, 13th African Games, events, disciplines, and medals. And then we also have Ayoko Bocho Deepings, Ghana's ties with Caribbean states. The New Finder, Muslims show the way, present 14-point demands to flag bearer. Dr. Baumia commissions University of Ghana Sports Stadium, rugby field. Defense Ministry inaugurates $1 million military facility to protect Bui Dam. Daily Post, Chief Imam presents 14 points Muslim manifesto to Mahama and the NDC. Angry Nkoko traders and market women turn against MPP, vow to vote for NDC's PC, Dr. Fred Obingsumwa. Passing the anti-LGBTQ plus bill will bring repercussions. Will bring repercussions. Gabi or Tredakun warns. Should any junk be dumped on us because of poverty? It's a question. Lauren Sete quizzes LGBTQ plus proponents. And then the top right corner, Jamestown is a mess now. The community is full of homosexuals. Reverend Lawrence Tete bemoans. Okay, that's what we have for you this morning on the front pages. Let's take a break. We'll be back shortly.
So many styles to choose, but there's only one sure way to pay.
Momo? Yes. Oh, yes.
Got a payment to make? Just Momo it.
MTN. Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh bread.
I'm a fat missy way.
Repacho Bantama.
Machasi.
It's her smile.
The fresh bread.
Me, Judy said we used to Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's here. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa. Kile kosai. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will so feeling to Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh bread. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with your front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Passo Daily Jackpot. You always get way more with Betway. And you might see.
These adverts have been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
The biggest car center in Ghana, offering unparalleled round-the-clock service in autos and accessories. Nadam Autofix is the biggest distributors of used tires in Ghana, offering first-grade second-hand car tires of all rim sizes at both wholesale and retail prices. We are also the leading name in car sensor diagnostics, corrections and sales of car accessories. We excel in car washing and detailing with state-of-the-art steam engine washing machines that keep water away from your engine, ensuring a clean, healthy and responsive engine. Nadom Autofix, the first name in servicing, car accessories and car washing. Visit us today and experience the world of class difference. Find us today at Asoridaho, directly opposite Dansoman KFC and the Shell filling station. For more details, you can call us on 0503 244 266 or 0535 339823. Nado Motofix, Wukwain Sunyonko Papa.
Customer.
Nada bena minka me papa. Me twa 10 Ghana.
10 Ghana.
10 Ghana cedis.
No dia, send na obenya.
10 Ghana cedis no. Me dia. Me 54,000 Ghana cedis.
54,000.
540 million.
Here. Yeah, the one na me twa me di ehun. Skasa.
Yeah. Ene na giga ade tena we. Tena wa boki. Draw no na asase no eh. Mami me volume.
Customer. One of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now. Or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
Welcome.
Welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and my guest this morning is Beatrice Annan, who is a lawyer, and I'll start with you.
Oh, I think it started on a rather bad note.
Oh.
Yeah, with the president coming to say practically nothing exciting in the State of the Nation's address and the event aftermath. I just hope that with the celebration of the Ghana month, we would imbibe some spirit of patriotism in those in charge of the country, because as I speak to you, things are getting worse. I was hoping this year being an election year, things will get a bit better so that the debate can be elevated on issues, but I think we are back to a place where we shouldn't be. So, well, happy Ghana month to everyone, but I'm very pessimistic about this year, and I hope that God will turn things around for us. Otherwise, I don't have any hope for the rest of the months left.
If you don't have hope,
except to say I like
what
the
should the rest? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful. Since you're a woman, I'll do one for you.
Yeah, you don't even have an option.
You sure you're talking to Annie? Okay, so some of you, I think, to your surprise, will be expecting Laura to instead of the earlier name that you actually saw for a few private reasons. So Hajia will not be here, but Laura to Musa Saka will join us pretty shortly. She is actually the Deputy Executive Secretary for the Postal Courier Services Regulatory Commission, and a member of the NPP Communications team. So she'll join us in the studio later. She's running a little late, but we will definitely start off before she joins us later. But let me just remind you a few things from MTN that says that imagine getting rewarded for doing something you already do every single day. So it sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Momo season is all about. There's something for everyone. Download the Momo app on the Play Store or App Store and use your Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions. The merchants either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly and other amazing prizes as well. So our merchants are also not left out of the reward, receive payments and win. So it says that you have to go onto the website momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh. Okay, momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for the Momo business account, and then you Momo with your Momo Pay. It says it's a Momo season, so just Momo. Terms and conditions apply. Also, your Kelkits toothpaste is also available. It's made from strawberry flavor, and so it gives the children the attraction to just brush their teeth themselves without you going through the hassle, right? So get the Kelkits toothpaste for children between the ages of 2 and 6. 2 to 6 years, they can use this toothpaste to protect their gum and avoid or prevent cavities. Lift and Elevator says that if you want to enjoy your labor or the fruits of your labor, you want to, apply for them to come into your homes and install the elevators for you. Just in 3 days, they will make a customized elevator for you. Lift and Elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market. So call them on 0200 535 515 535 515. They're located at Lift and Elevators at Gmail, elevators@gmail.com is the email, elevators@gmail.com for consultations and, of course, best solutions and easy movements. You want to contact them. Also, scientific free screening is also still on. They say that he who has health has hope. So maybe I'm recommending that once Beatrice has health, she has hope. So that she doesn't stay hopeless throughout the month. So get to the Amen Scientific Herbal Alternative Medical Hospital and go for free screening. Those screen diseases like fertility test, prostate, stroke, diabetes, hypertension, fibroid ulcers, hepatitis B, and more. So note that medical screening is free, okay? But if you have any disease underlying or condition, you pay a token for medication. So visit them at Domain near Snit Flat down, or Clagon near Ashaman Underbridge, and all the branches across the country, or call them on 020-722-9505 or 024-422-7192 to book appointments. Amen Scientific and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allah Shafi, they say God is our healer. Okay, so let's get straight into the issues of SONA. That is the penultimate address that was given by His Excellency the President last week. Which is were you in town or you were touring?
Yeah, I was in town. We had just come back a day before the SONA, so I was in town. I actually watched from home, and I think for me and many young people who were watching the president, I want to say that before I even talk about the content of the SONA, if you look at the president's body language, I think that is not good and it does not reflect the times that we are in. The president is coming to address a nation that is in the baller status by way of our credit rating. The president is coming to address a nation that inflation is all-time high a president is coming to address a nation that is unable to service their external debt, and the president is coming to address his colleagues who are in the age bracket of 80 years plus, whose investments have gone down the drain because of the haircut. And the president was just laughing, teasing, dabbling in irrelevant things. I think that truly and really, the president doesn't understand the mood of the country. He doesn't appreciate the excruciating levels of hardship. And it's as if, oh, let's just throw something in. It doesn't matter the accuracy. Let's just say something to excite the people, or to get the media talking about something. I think we must move away from that level of politics, that level where we don't show sensitivity to the plight of the people we lead or we seek to lead. I think the president's mood should have been very solemn, trying to tell people that I understand where we are. I am just as unhappy as you can be in your respective homes and offices. And then we can say that maybe something is being done in the background. And
but do you not also consider the environment that he found himself? I mean, Parliament is a place where maybe when you're going to conduct some constitutional responsibility, the environment puts you in a certain state. It charges you.
Be joking.
No, I mean, don't use that word.
Okay.
I mean, both sides, minority, majority side, will create an environment that will sort of maybe corrupt you. I don't know.
Corrupt you how?
I don't know. In
so
such a
Annie,
way
you're suggesting the president was corrupted?
Oh no, well, in quotes.
Yeah, because no, you are a leader, and you'll be addressing Ghanaians through Parliament. And so even if parliamentarians, I mean, whatever Parliament does is part of their usual business, the heckling and all that. So we are used or accustomed to parliamentary proceedings, but you addressing the people, you saying that I have the ultimate responsibility at a time when citizens are facing high levels of hardship. I would think that the president's address came some few days after the Ghana Statistical Service had released a report that unemployment had moved from 13.9% to 14.7%. That food inflation is also at a very high level. And the data was suggesting that more than 60% of the earnings of your citizens are used on food, not even basic needs, but food. Given that briefing, Annie, I don't think that the president should be dabbling in his personal attributes, qualities, joking as if he was talking to some kindergarten student, as if to say that, well, my bank account and that of my children are okay. We can't even appreciate what it feels like to be in need. And I think Nana Addo should know better, because this was a man that I keep saying wore kambu. And he wore one kambu. The kambu was not even a designer one. And he went to church stations, he went to chore bars, he was eating with them. He went to many places that we would say that they constitute the have-nots in society, and said that I understand your plight.
With that same kambu?
With that same kambu. You know, after they even framed the kambu. Really? His was not sneakers, it was kambu. There's a difference between sneakers. You know, so the people you went to, who are the church drivers, at a time when fuel was 14 cedis. Today they are having to buy fuel for more than 65 cedis. And so you should understand that at the time you said that 14 cedis was so bad, then at 65, it is worse. Because the state of the nation as we have today is that for the laborers he went to speak to and say that I understand your plight, at the time, cement was 27 cedis. Today, cement is 95 cedis. The Calipo challenge you were engaged in, many people could join you to do the Calipo challenge because Calipo was 1 cedi. Today, Calipo is 5 cedis. Sachet water is 50 pesos. And Kenke is 5 cedis, moving from 1 cedi. So if the young people of this country should buy Kenke and fish and buy pure water to drink, by the time he will start another Calipo challenge, he will not get a lot of people joining because Calipo is 5 cedis. Coconut, that's when you are moving and you get so tired, you want to take coconuts, which was 50 pesos and 1 cedi. It's now 5 cedis.
I hear a lot of people complain about Calipo. And I was wondering why, because it was a product that was used by the MPP to campaign. And I expected that the company would have cashed in within that campaign period and boost their production, have more profit, and not even increase their prices. But why are they also competing with other products that were not mentioned? And they are it's Ghana made, right?
Yes, it's Ghana made. Let's say that Calipo was 1 cedi in 2020, and the company made maybe 5 million cedis profit. That 5 million cedis profits, they probably will be able to use it to take about $1 million at the time. Today, with that 5 million cedis, they can't even get $500,000. So the company's worth would have diminished. So maybe that's not even how businesses are run. But let's say that even if we were to use that analogy. So I'm saying that the mood of the president did not reflect a man who understands the plight of his people. The mood of the president did not show that he understands unemployment as a threat to the very survival of our nation. And for me, this is evident by one statement the president made, that all the macroeconomic indicators are moving in the right direction. You see, the entire speech, Annie, if you read it, would tell you that, one, Ghana is in the state of bankruptcy. It's evidence of the mismanagement. It is evidence of, hopelessness. And when you expect that the president will tell us something that will give us a bit of hope, the president doubled in lies. That's why the Bible says that you must be careful of the company you keep, because bad company can corrupt good manners. Now we are finding lies in the president's speech, maybe because of his close association with Baumia. Because you see, it can never be true for anybody to say that Ghana's economy or the macroeconomic indicators are moving in the right direction. Annie, what are the macroeconomic indicators? For the sake of viewers, when we say macroeconomic indicators, there are a lot of indicators we use, but inflation is one, exchange rate is one, debt to GDP ratio is one, interest rate is one. So we look at these indicators to show whether your economy is doing well or bad. Now let me take inflation. If nothing at all, the baseline for this discussion must be 2016, because that is the economy that the NDC handed over to the NPP. At the time the NDC was handing over Ghana's economy to the NPP and their self-acclaimed economic whiskey, inflation was at 15.4%. Dr. Baumia held lectures and said that that kind of inflation was palpably bad to the extent that it can lead the economy to a cyclical downward spiral. Today, in 2022, you had an inflation of 54.7%. Today, as we speak, inflation is 23.7%. Food inflation is around 23.7% as well. And so you cannot say that inflation from 15.4 to 23 and above is better and the economy is moving in the right direction. And we are having this discussion at a time when government is touting planting for food and jobs as a proper and major flagship program. Annie, if you engage in a policy like planting for food and jobs, and you move food inflation from 8.4% to 23%, and you still want to tell the people of Ghana that inflation or the macroeconomic indicator is in the right direction, then you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, if you sit in an economics class, normally in Ghana, when they are teaching you economics, they will say examples of inferior good. You will hear every student mention Gary. Why? Because we believe that Gary is so cheap that whether you increase the price or you decrease it, it really doesn't affect the demand and supply. Today, no teacher of economics can teach economics and use Gary as an inferior good. Because a loan car of Gary is 25 cedis from 5 cedis. So if you have planting for food and jobs, and Gary, which is money, my grandmother prepares Gary, which is done in the villages, is moving from 5 cedis for a loan car to 25 cedis, then you cannot say that your macroeconomic indicators are moving in the right direction. Again, exchange rate, another macroeconomic indicator. This is a government that tagged President John Mahama as incompetent. They said that how on earth can we buy dollar for 3 cedi 80 pesos in 2015? Just last week, I shared Akosia Menu's post where she said that how on earth is 12 pounds 60 cedis. It means at the time the pounds was around 5 cedis. They just couldn't believe it. Today, the dollar to cedi is 13.2 pesos. 13 cedis, 20 pesos. If you happen to do online transaction, you'll be paying like 13.5. So how is it that the president can convince us that the exchange rate is in the right direction? Interest rates, at the time they were, saying President Mahama is incompetent, they were booking lectures and doing when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. What was the interest rate? It was 25%. Admittedly, it was high. Today, we are doing 35 to 40%. What business would you be doing in Ghana that if you take a loan, you'll be able to meet the interest rate of 35 to 40% and even make profit? So when the president tells us that the economy and the macroeconomic indicators are in the right direction, Nanado certainly doesn't know what he's talking about. And Nani, the most painful part is that we are all here working. And we are all not living the life we want to live. We are trying our best to save. We are saving for the future. We are trying to put monies away. Even the small money you get, you do calculation and put some away. And you will work for you to be 60. Like our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents who have worked and they have to live on their investment, their pension funds. For the first time in the history of our country, their cash has been taken away. My friend's father died because the coupon, you know what happened to him? He had invested in Black Shield, the Gold Coast. He had in excess of over 500,000 cedis. Then when they collapsed the banking sectors, they gave him 50,000 cedis out of the 500 cedis cash and told him, out of the 500,000 cedis, and told him that use the 450,000 to buy government bond. We will pay you in 2022. And then when 2022 came, they said that money too, they cannot pay. And so my friend's father, who had worked, who had kept all his per diem in the fund, anytime he traveled, he said he will not buy things for himself. He will keep the per diem as part of the pensions fund, will contribute, even bought government bonds and other things. He died on a bed as a pauper. That is the state of our nation today. The people who have worked hard, invested their monies, cannot have access to their monies, their own rightful monies that they have invested, because the president's cousin benefited so much from borrowing, and we are where we are. And if you have to come and address the state of the nation to the family of this person who died, you are telling them that the macroeconomic indicators are in the right direction. Who did this to us as a nation? Today, as we speak, the NPP itself has a research. National security has a research. Everything is showing that unemployment is a threat to the peace and security of this nation. That even for voters, unemployment is number 1 and corruption is number 2. The reasons why people will vote in the next election. When the president addressed the nation, he never mentioned a single thing about what government was doing to provide employment.
But maybe he is going out, so he doesn't really care whatever indicators are
showing
for the next election.
Yes, it's okay if he doesn't care.
Because those are the top 2.
It's okay if he doesn't care. Because we haven't, for me, I haven't even ever thought that he cared.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is that if you didn't care, then let us know that you don't care. But do not come and tell us that the economy and our lives are in the right direction. And the very indicators that we use to measure whether or not we are in the right direction is actually showing we are in the wrong direction. Because you see, in 2016, when the NPP funded its own party people to form the Graduate Unemployed Association or whatever group they had, unemployment was 8%. Even that, the NDC government was committed to providing many avenues to make sure that we provide sustainable development for jobs for people. The president said that it was so bad and that when he came, or anytime he was made president, try me and see, unemployment to be a thing of the past. Today, as we speak, unemployment is 14.7%. That figure is not good. But do you know that youth unemployment is 30%? And so 30% of the young people in this country do not know how it feels like to wake up in the morning, dress up with the hope of going to a certain office. They don't know how it feels like. 4.5 million people in this country are outside the labor force. They've given up on ever looking for a job or ever having the hope that things will work out. Just yesterday, I saw that TV3 had published that 8.4 million Ghanaians have gone once a day without food. It's a very terrifying situation. That people are not fasting. That people are not members of the cathedral.
What was the previous statistics on that?
Maybe
2016 compared to the current statistics. I don't have that statistics.
Okay. But 8.4 million people, 800,000 people have been pushed down the poverty line under this government. When we say over 800,000 people have been pushed down, do you know what it means? It doesn't mean that this 800,000 people are poor. It means that in the past, they were not counted as people who were poor. So even if the poverty rate increased to about 15%, they were not part. These are, in addition to what we have, over 800,000 people more who prior to this government coming into power were not considered poor, have become poor by reason of this government. And so if you have all these things happen, you will hear Laura will come. She will come and say, the government has done NAPCO. The government has done one district, one factory. The government has done USTAT. We have provided 2.1 million jobs for people. If in the face of all these things you are, championing, unemployment keeps going up. The number of people who cannot have access to 3 square meals a day keeps going up. The number of young people who have given up on looking for jobs, 4.5 million people, and you are still telling us that something is right, then I mean all is not well with us. Then the people who have, or the people who are supposed to be doing the thinking on our behalf, are simply not utilizing their mental faculties.
Okay, so this was a Ghana Statistical Service survey, 2023. So I think they extracted the statistics and said 8.4 million people. That's about 24.5% of Ghanaians went a day without food. That's the the 2023 statistics. They don't have the details here, but I think we'll pull it up later and give you the details how it looks like. So that when we do the comparison, it's easy to determine. Of course, if you have about 800,000 people going below the poverty line, then maybe it's sitting in the correct space. But you know, so I saw this story today that our parents are tired of giving us chop money. Jobless nurses, midwives march for jobs, and they started bugging me from last week. And then they were also updating me when they wanted to go on demonstration, and the demonstration happened. Graduate Unemployment Nurses and Midwives Association, GUMA, has taken to the streets of Tamale to protest their unemployment situation. The group is directing its frustration towards the government and its agencies, particularly the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Finance, for their failure to provide financial clearance and permanent employment to over 75,000 graduates, nurses, and midwives trained at various accredited public universities and training colleges, especially despite successfully passing their nursing and midwifery council license exams. These professionals remain without employment. They are urging the government to address the backlog of nurses, midwives from 2020, 2021, 2022 who are awaiting posting to serve the country. Remember, or take notes, that we don't have the 2023 yet captured here, right? So Gunma highlights the disparity in treatment, noting that while qualified nurses and midwives remain unemployed, the government appears to prioritize employment of unqualified individuals. There's this point that I also want to make, which I think the Ghana Armed Forces must respond to us, or other security installations. A lot of social media videos making rounds indicating how you probably can look at the person's face and think that this person is not even qualified. He's not even 23 years and has been qualified to be wearing military. And you cannot tell if that is, you know, because it's social media, you can't really confirm. And we have tried getting responses from the Ghana Armed Forces, and they're not responding to us. I think you have to speak about it because it's also a security threat. Remember, we're in an election year, and these videos are popping up. Right, so that's just an aside, but I just wanted to bring that in. Concerns over the NMC role in ensuring the quality of nursing and midwifery training and practice are also raised. The group emphasizes the importance of addressing these issues promptly, stating that nurses should not endure lengthy waiting periods for posting or allowances. They stress the critical roles nurses play as a backbone of every country. And also we know that when they stay home for long, they get rusted. So they have to go back to the classroom and refresh before they can be posted. So if you're waiting 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, we are wasting money. I mean, anyway, on the nurses thing, I saw that you, one of the headlines we captured in the newsroom was that President Mahama was promising that, well, we're going to employ the nurses, pay them and all that. But we're also going to ensure that if we have to export some, we will do that. How is that? How's that?
Okay, so I will comment on the nurses thing, but it's important to say that the NPP must learn not to gamble with the lives of the citizens. Because you see, consistently, and I think by this time, they are not learning, they should be learning. Because by this time, they should know that we are in a different era. That any time you lie, you will be exposed. In the recent, whether it's outdooring ceremony or whatever that Dr. Bawumia had, he said that they've employed over Is it not an outdooring ceremony? He said he was outdooring himself to the Ghanaian people. That speech he did, the one at UPSC, how did they call it? Oh, give me the right title.
Go ahead, I'll find it for you.
Okay, me, I forgot it. I thought it was an outdooring ceremony or something. You know, they said that, when you do the breakdown of the 2.1 million jobs, which was changing from 5.5 to 2.3 to 2.2 to 2.1, it is because we've employed 100,000 nurses. Because you see, any time the issue of unemployment comes up, because they have no solution to the challenge of unemployment, they churn out figures. They said they have employed 100,000 nurses. This morning on my way to this place, I listened.
So sorry, it's the caption is leadership and bold solutions
that's
for
their
the
theme.
future. That's the
but
theme.
The ceremony, what was it?
The vision, his vision.
His vision is
For
not
Ghana.
the ceremony. The ceremony was either outdooring, campaign launch, something.
You want to give it a caption. They didn't give it a caption.
Okay, vision.
Yes.
Okay,
I mean, they just stated that the vice president was going to,
present his
as a
vision.
presidential candidate, yes, he was going to present his vision. So
okay.
maybe you want to see it as outdooring because that was his first address after he was elected.
Oh, but he hasn't been speaking about the economy and a lot of things. So that maybe that's his first address after he ran away from the economy. But the point I'm making is that consistently the NPP must know that when you lie, you'll be exposed. Because you see, we are not in the era of the past where Daily Guide will hide somewhere and publish a certain report. And then later, they will say that, people in other parts of the country will not know. These days, we get the budget right on our phone when it is read. The ministry's reports are there. We easily get it. So the moment you lie, we will catch you. I listened to City FM this morning, and they said that the backlog of the nurses that we have is about 75,000 who have not been employed. And they say that, we've employed 100,000. How many nurses have been trained in the past 7 years since they came into power? But it shows you the duplicity and complicity. The NPP believes that, you know what? Do not do the right thing. Invest in PR and propaganda. With time, just challenge people and say, it's not true, it's not true. We will get there. When the NPP realized that we are getting a lot of nurses graduating, and if you are a nurse, please listen to me well. What they did was that they have introduced a quota system in the nursing training colleges. So today, you cannot finish secondary school and say that I want to go to a nursing training college if you don't know any NPP party chairman, minister, appointee, or a big person in NPP. Everything is being done. Somebody will call you and say, please, can you talk to somebody in NPP? I want to buy nursing forms. If I don't know anybody, they will not pick me. Even if the person's results show that the person is qualified. Why? Because they use the nursing trainee allowance as a campaign message. And now, they cannot pay the training allowances. We have been to...
Because you said you're not going to pay the allowances.
That's not what we said. And I'll come there. So, because they cannot pay the nursing training allowances, my first nanny, who I've adopted as my daughter, is in the nursing training college. Since she entered the school, she's in the second year. She has never received any nursing training allowance. I have to be remitting her every month. And so they are not paying the trainee allowance. And they are also careful not to graduate so many nurses so that this issue of the backlogs will not hang around their necks. So today, you cannot even dream of being a nurse in this country. So that's for the students. You are not even getting into the nursing training unless through the quota system. The quota.
So even on admission, they've created a system that restricts admission.
We know we can only do 300 if you were to pay the allowance. So even if the nursing training college has the capacity to employ 600, admit 600 people, they will still take only 300. The rest of the 300, to hell with you. Why? Because they have campaigned with it. So it matters not what the lives and destinies of the young SHS graduates are. We have to win an election. So that's where we are. Now, after you struggle and you come out, there is also no placement for you. And so, the nurses are just leaving the country. And most of them, they are not leaving to go and necessarily do nursing jobs. They are just leaving because they know that with that skill as a nurse, when I go, I can do home care job. I can go and be a nanny for somebody who has just given birth. I can just do anything that is a bit health related and has to do with taking care of children. So it's not as if they are even leaving because they are nurses and they are going to do the same job outside. And so this is what President Mahama is saying. President Mahama says that you cannot continue to gamble with the lives of your citizens for mere sloganeering and campaign promises. That when the lives of your citizens are better, in the short, medium, and long term, it will inure to your benefit as a country. And so, we must put in place deliberate measures where you abolish the quota systems at the nursing training college and allow as many people who want to be nurses to be, and collaborate and train them in the way that they are fit for the international market. So that...
Let me get this clarity. Is this quota system to restrict admission?
Yes,
as you are
it is to restrict
because
admission.
I'm sure they might give
and
a
I
different
challenge anybody to come and say that it is not to restrict admission.
Right.
Because we did not have a quota system under us. And so this quota system is to restrict admission for two reasons. One, because of the payment of the nursing trainee allowance. And two, because they cannot absorb them after they've come out of school. That's why you have the 4 budgets. And it fits into the president's agenda of no plan for employment. And so President Mahama is saying that we need to move away from this menace. That society evolves, educational system evolves, and we are also in the global space. Let not our nurses leave the country because they want to live. Let it be that we have a deliberate policy in place that every year for Ghana, we train these number of nurses. This is the number we absorb, and so we employ the ones that we employ. Not because people don't have jobs, they will leave the country. So those who want to be employed, then you put in place system to now export. So when they go, there is a timeline. When you do ABCD, he said 4 years, for instance, then they come back. You see, so that is a deliberate policy. If you know Philippines, they have a deliberate policy where they train house helps. And they train them in, let me not say commercial quantity because they are human beings. Commercial quantities will feel like they are. So for the on large scale, and they export, and there are remittances from anywhere in the world actually constitutes a chunk of the exchange rate.
Wow.
The first day I was reading a certain report for a seminar that I had in UCC. You know, Nigeria is Nigeria is supposed to be one of the largest oil producing countries in Africa. Their remittances is higher than the revenue from the oil because they made a deliberate policy. And so let's say that this is the time where we are confronted with an issue of unemployment. This is the time when our young people have become sophisticated in a certain way. This is the time when other industries are producing and we cannot absorb. So what do? We don't do politics with it. We don't give slogan. We must now begin to bring deliberate policy. You hear the MPP reps everywhere when they come and sit here. They will downplay the issue as if the lives of the 75,000 people who are seated at home does not matter. Because why? They have employment. They probably do not know how it feels like to wake up, to have a child, maybe as a single mother, and the child looking you in the face and there is no money for you to buy food for the child, you can live with hunger. I don't think they know. I don't think there are 8.4 million people who could not eat a whole day or cannot go. I don't think any of the MPP appointees are fat. How would they know? Yeah. Maybe they know by knowledge, but they don't know by experience. Because if they did...
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe financially...
No.
They appear sound to you today. If they did. But yesterday was a different day. They felt it probably before coming into office, where resources
then they are forgotten. Then they are suffering from selective amnesia. They've forgotten. They can't even remember what it is. Because you see, there is so much you can do, and there must be limitations to the politics. Where the thing is bad, let's admit that it is bad. And this is one of the situations. The government did politics with the nursing trainee. The government, this government, they are not amenable to anything review. Because by this time, the government should have been calling stakeholders, saying that we are confronted with people staying at home, not having access to nursing training college. We are confronted with 75,000 people graduating. We don't have employment for them. What do you think we can do? But no, they just have to say it in their face that, oh, we will do this, we will do that. It matters not your lives. For government, all of us are statistics. As long as they use us for the statistics, it's okay. And so that is the issue of employment. And one thing that was also missing in the State of the Nation's address, and do you know, is corruption.
Yeah.
The president didn't mention the word corruption.
Yeah.
Then I said, hey.
Why?
Or I'm lying. So I took the and I was doing word search. Then line by line. You know me, I want evidence. So the president didn't mention corruption. Why? A man who said, I am coming to use the Yonas principle.
But why? What have you seen?
You haven't seen the corruption perception index.
Perception index?
Yes.
I've seen.
And you haven't seen the Auditor General's report.
I've seen.
You haven't seen
I've seen that we have stagnated for 3 consecutive years or 4 consecutive years.
You haven't seen the Auditor General's report.
I've seen that.
Over 60 billion cedis have been lost to corruption.
Yeah,
and you think the president shouldn't say anything about it?
Maybe he hasn't seen it.
He hasn't seen it. Then what kind of president would he be?
I don't know.
And you don't set the president up for ridicule. I don't think the president would say he hasn't seen it. Please don't set the president
up. He sees it as important. Why wouldn't he mention it?
It shows you how indifferent the president is to the development of our nation. It tells you that for Nanado's daughters are now beneficiaries. And when I say, they say, don't say it. Nanado's baby mama is also a beneficiary. The person who was understanding the plight, today the daughters are okay. In fact, some of his cousins, they have even retired from local politics. They are now doing international politics. They don't do local. These are local politics where every day we are hungry, we don't have money for basic things. They are stopped. They now talk about Benz, the invention of Benz, Guyana things. They hold international CEO. They are tired of the Ghanaian plight. Nanado, who said that at my age, I'm too old to steal your money. Today, the Asase, you know Asase?
Land.
Asase royalties.
Land.
No. Asase royalties, which metamorphosed into Asase royalties. I don't know whether it's a brother company to Asase FM, but which later metamorphosed into a Japan. Nanado took $12 million of our resources and paid it to family and friends, Ace and Kuma and the rest. Today, all those neutral voices, of course, if I receive that legal fees, I'll see no wrong, I'll do no wrong, because all of a sudden I'll forget the plight of the Ghanaians. Today, where are they? All the neutral voices, because they are beneficiaries of a corrupt system, they can no longer find their voices. The biggest corruption scandal to have hit this nation, where we lost over $2 billion, was caused by Baumia, who fraudulently changed a bank guarantee to an insurance guarantee. And today, the crisis we are having in the energy sector is because of the PDS scandal. An asset over 20 billion was just given to friends and cronies. And one of Nanado's cousins is caught on tape sharing the assets like he's sharing tomatoes on the market. You take 17%. If you can't take 17%, then the deal is off. You take 15%. The finance minister himself, now who is the finance minister in charge of international finance?
That tape is still an allegation.
But did I say it's proven? Have I mentioned anybody's name? I know what I'm saying. In law, if somebody says something and you think it's about you, you have to come and prove that the tape is me. I'm a lawyer. I know what I'm saying, so don't worry. I know what I'm saying. You know, the finance minister, who is Nanado's cousin, is on record to have said that he benefited 159 million cedis from our borrowing. I mean, if you have 159 cedis in your 159 million cedis in your account, would you be a host of Good Morning Ghana? Would you care what happens to us as your one upon the time panelists and friends? Would you even know what it feels like when children are sitting on the floor? Certainly not. And that is the state of the nation that we have. But Annie, in concluding, let me say that the MPP in 7 years, together with their leaders, have shown that they do not have the country at heart. Because for the first time in the history, you know, take the 2016 State of the Nation's address. Normally, this is the last time the president will be addressing the nation as a president.
Yeah.
The following year, he will not do that as president. And so this is the last time. Take the 2016 State of the Nation's address, and you will realize that from health, agriculture, energy, transportation, water, ICT, everything that the government, and you can take that of President Kufuor, everything that the government has done, the president will present it as the handing over that this is where, for the time you've given me, and my last address to you as a president, this is what we have achieved. And so if anybody wants to know the achievements of the NDC, just take the 2016 State of the Nation's address and the budget. But this is the first time the president is telling us that, you know what, if you want to know what I have done in every area, go and use money to buy a smartphone if you don't have a smartphone. Finally, when you buy the phone, buy data. And wait for Dr. Baumia to launch a certain performance, is it performance tracker or what?
Performance tracker.
After their delivery tracker failed, now you should wait for a performance tracker.
How did it fail?
Where is it? Please show me. Do you have a copy of
the tracker, the delivery tracker?
Do you have it?
I have to check. You have to log on. No. You have to log on to
log on.
You go ahead. I'll log on.
Log on.
When we go for break, I'll try.
Now he's saying that for you to know my achievements in health, for you to know my achievements in energy, for you to know my achievements in transportation, please get the delivery tracker or it's performance tracker. It's now confusing.
Yeah, the performance tracker is yet to be established.
So we have to wait.
Yes.
For us to know the state of the nation.
Yes.
Such a joke. Anytime there is a new law, the MPP has introduced it. Because I can tell you, Annie, that the state of the nation as we had it in 2016 was that in the area of health, when President Mahama was leaving, he left us with e-health. He left us with UGMC. He left us with Ridge. He left us with Dodowa Hospital, the Sowa Hospital, the Ghana Maritime Hospital, the Bogatanga Hospital, the BOG Hospital, and many more. So I should now type in the project I want.
Yes.
You this morning, you want to set out the government for radical.
I'm telling you.
I should now set in. How do I know which project is?
So you type in. It has filter project, broad category, target structure, region, district, status, apply.
Before I will know the project.
Yes, and then you have.
It's not as if the project is there. So when I'm even scrolling, I'll
you just see. No, you have to type in, and then it will come up. Once it's there, you type in, it will come up.
It's the joke. So I'm telling you that in the area of health, we could tell you the numerous hospitals we had completed, those who were under completion and yet to be commissioned. In the area of energy, we could tell you that the state of the nation as we are living is that President Mahama had added over 2,000 megawatts to the national generation capacity. And we will name it the Sogli Phase 2, the AXA Energy, the Ameri Innovation, which the president said he was misled, the Car Power, AXA. We can tell you that we connected more than 2,000 communities to the national grid. We can tell you that the biggest investment in the area of energy, which is a $1 billion Etuabo gas plant, which today is saving us over $300 million annually, was the state of the nation we left. In the area of transportation, we can tell you that we left Terminal 3. We left the harbour expansion. We left the Tamale Airport Phase 1. We left the Kumasi Airport Phase 1. We left the whole airport for you. In the area of water, we can tell you that we added 77.5 million gallons of water to the generation capacity of the country. We could tell you the Bon Thermal project. We could tell you the Insaman Water project. We could tell you the Atma project, my own hometown. Teshinunwa desalination project. That is what we can tell you. In the area of ICT, we can tell you that we laid in excess over 1,200 fiber optics across many regions. Today, the reason you have 4 and 5G was because of the investment of the NDC. The question we are asking our friends in the MPP is that what is the state of the nation? Is the nation better than the NDC handed over to you, or it is worse? And today, the verdict is with the people. The people watching us can tell whether their lives are better off or worse off. We cannot afford 3 square meals. Things are so expensive. Things are so expensive that the president has the temerity to look us in the face and say that the exchange rate is better. Did we go or did we come, as we say in our local parliament?
Right. So this is what I have done with the delivery tracker. Just in case you also want to check on the delivery tracker, I think you should Google. I'm sure it will come up on your phone. Delivery tracker. It is deliverytracker.gov.gh. Right. Deliverytracker.gov.gh. When you Google, you enter, it will come, and then maybe the drop lines on your right, the top right. You click on it, it will give you Ghana Beyond 8, it will give you Manifesto Tracker, it will give you 2016 Manifesto Tracker, it will give you 2020 Manifesto Tracker, and then it will give you Infrastructure Tracker as well.
So look for the station in War Road for me. Look for the Labadi Hospital.
Hold on. So what I have done is, I clicked on the 2020 Manifesto Tracker, and then it gave me the 2020 Manifesto. And it also wrote, I think the 2020 manifesto, we have it. So I see that what we have, what we read in the book, that's what's been uploaded here. If there's anything different, maybe an MPP person can also text me.
So look for the Labadi Hospital. I'm talking for my hometown people.
Okay.
So look for the Labadi Hospital.
So if we say we want, say, sector, health, right? Labadi Hospital should be health, right? Then the status. But Labadi Hospital is pending.
It's pending. Is that what you are seeing there?
That's what I'm saying. It's giving me delivering and pending. So
pending where?
So this is what happens. You see,
maybe your camera should capture it.
I'm sorry, yeah. I don't know if the water cameras can capture. But so if you open the first page, it gives you the filter manifesto, chapter, sector. I've entered health. Status, I've entered. It gives you delivered, delivering, and pending. But because Labadi La General Hospital, right?
Yes.
So because Labadi La General Hospital is in the state it is today, I rather enter pending.
No.
Then
you have gone onto a portal. You are looking for. They said it's a delivery tracker. So you search Labadi or
but
La
you can't
Hospital.
get it. Okay, so let's see.
So that you know what government is saying on the status.
But you see, the way the tracker is developed, you can't just enter a project.
So what do you do?
That is what it's a question for them to answer. It's actually a question for them to answer. You can't just enter a project and then you see that, the tracker has been developed in such a way that it from the first page, it doesn't give you
this is the lie
entering
you are talking
of a
about.
project.
What about the La Hospital is pending?
I don't know.
The people, I'm so sentimentally attached to the La Hospital because my mother always tells me that but for the La Hospital, my little sister would have died because we lived in Nwa and the nearest hospital was La. And so that's where she was delivered.
Okay.
Today.
So the producers are giving us, what do we have there? Education.
Please go to
La
Hospital.
This is the first page on education.
I want to talk about my people or the Teshinunwa desalination water
Plants.
because now we don't have water in Teshinunwa. We are back to the 4-gallon system. So please look for it.
Okay, so you can also try to open the tracker and do your own search with some of the projects that you think you want updates on. I've seen
the
infrastructure.
The dishonesty with which we are managing this nation. The NPP is making all of us endangered species. Because everybody thinks when you're in politics, you're a liar. Not everyone is a liar. At least we have a leader with integrity.
My producers, maybe you can also tell me, give me some updates when we go on break. But because sometimes when you mention infrastructure, so I've actually entered infrastructure and what I see is the total is 17,995, completed 9,345, ongoing is 8,650. That's all I get. I'm trying to click on the number to see if at least I can have the details of the number that is there. You know, I should know. So I'm not wrong.
But what is this? When you do
exactly,
this,
so
where
I'm not
is
wrong.
If we had 17,000 infrastructure
of
and
what?
government,
Of what?
we will not be where we are.
Okay, great.
Because in the area of construction, let me give you the construction data. The construction, whereas the NDC was doing 8.4 in 2016, this government is doing -5. Do you know what it means? They are practically not building anything. Their own data. This is from the 2024 budget.
What is infrastructure? What does -5 mean in infrastructure?
No, it's construction. It means,
what does it mean?
It means that you are not doing anything, so you even have deficits. So they are
in infrastructure.
Yes.
What measurement in construction?
Yes. So, for instance, let me give you a typical example. The government says that they will construct Agenda 111.
Right.
As we speak, the Agenda 111 site, at least that's which are ranking visited, none is under construction. And so construction is not happening. So if construction is not happening, at the end of the year, they will tabulate it and see your growth.
Yeah.
So where you don't grow, you may record the negatives.
Growth. Okay.
You get it? Because normally you have a baseline.
Okay.
Here, you have a construction industry that is growing at -5, which means you are not doing anything.
Okay, the growth of the industry.
Yes.
Okay.
The construction industry here, they are doing -0.41. Before manufacturing negative, they are into the negative zone.
Okay.
So how is it that you have 17,000? Then you state 1, Nanado's hometown, the road to the cemetery. At least that we know has been constructed. So when you put it down, we can fact check. You don't just, maybe when Laura to come, she will help us on how to get these. You don't just put figures there.
Correct.
Because the last time they put 2.1 million jobs there, we exposed them. Annie, this reminds me, let me say this last one. The president said that they have a data that 600,000 people are on the SNIT record.
Yeah.
Annie, Charlie, the president should not build the cathedral again. Because God doesn't look at buildings. God looks at the heart of man. At least from the little scriptures I know. And God says that a lying tongue does not have a place in heaven. At least in Ghana, we know those who will make it and those who will not make it. If the criteria is a lying tongue. The SNIT boss, who is supposed to be the one who supplies the data, when he appeared before the Public Accounts Committee, said that 71,000 people are those. So where did the president get the 600,000? When Loretta comes, she will tell us. Please note that one down. Because the last time she was here, she said that they had built a secondary school in Larabanga.
Yeah.
I went to Larabanga and there was no secondary school there. Please note that.
What did you see? What structure did you see?
I didn't see any secondary school. I saw houses.
But did you see any school, any form of a school?
Yes, I saw like a primary school, like a 6-unit. So I asked the community people. In fact, I didn't even follow the campaign team. So I went to the communities and I asked them, please, I'm told there is an Islamic secondary school here where For 2 people, they were laughing at me. Another person, they said, no, then maybe I'm not at the right place. So she should come and give us the direction. I'll go back there. I'm going back there on 8. So when she comes, put it down, she should come and give us where they're second. Now we will fact check them. Those days where they will give stories to Daily Guide and those places, they are past. Now you speak, we expose the lie.
Okay.
Shabu.
So we're still going through, the tracker, and I have seen statistics, project, and gallery drop boxes, and all those drop boxes. When I click on them, nothing really comes. So I maybe we need some more help, in scanning through this particular tracker so that we can also track. Right, you're still watching Good Morning Ghana. Let's go for a break. Laratu is quite extremely late, but I'm sure she'll join us pretty shortly. But let's take a breather. I'll be back shortly and discuss some. I've had some messages as well. I'll read them after the break.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security goat to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. San.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Over 18 years in business, Appointed Time Printing Limited has delivered quality service to some of Ghana's well-known brands. With our equipment capacity, we are able to deliver 1,500 pieces of polo and t-shirts in 1 hour. This is only possible with us. For retailers and wholesalers, we offer for sale high-quality polo shirts and t-shirts in different colors at affordable prices. We have a one-stop shop for all creative designs and billboards, 3D signages, flexi banners, car branding, stickers and posters. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 45 4167. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Appointed Time GH. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is a...
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Hey, what's up?
How far with your internship?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
After you're on a line,
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in your office when you can just download the app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
Welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and let me just welcome Laratu. Rather late, but better late than never. Laratu, thank you. Apologies for the inconvenience. Yes, we greatly apologize for the inconvenience.
Good morning. Madam Dufiasa.
Why are you apologizing? I also have an interest.
Laratu, I like your pen. I want to cut.
And you gave me this pen. It's a Good Morning Ghana pen, so you will like it. I've been bringing pens here.
You don't have one?
All these years. You never liked it. You gave me this pen.
I really like it.
It's a Good Morning Ghana souvenir. You gave it to me because all the days that I'd been coming, you never found it necessary to give me until I came with Dr. Grace. So it's okay. It's fine. Today you've had the show you've been longing for such a long time. Good morning.
Did you
Beatrice,
ask Laura to be late?
Annie, not you.
Did you ask Laura to be late?
Happy Ghana month.
Thank you.
I just hope they don't go for they don't manage our country.
May our patriotism be shown in our deeds and what we wear this
by
month.
coming on show and
be seen in what we wear and what we say.
Yeah, like the spectacles and earrings. The spectacles and the eye wash is made in Ghana.
So a quick one. If you want to know what wealth means to you, and you want to live like a tycoon, remember who's got the mullah got the power. So Ghana's lottery, newest lottery game draws live on Adom FM and Adom TV rather at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. So pick up your phones and tablets and computers and download the games on your Play Store. You can also play on the website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946, which 9, and it's easy to play, easy to win. Nobody beats our all team Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power, we say. It is regulated by the Gaming Commission and not for persons under 18. Betway Cash Out says Ayesoko and their Kosomo dam is big, but Betway Cash is bigger. And Betway is giving you more control over every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable Cash Out Ghana on the Betway Cash Out any hustle. Sign up today on betway.com.ga. Terms and conditions apply, not under persons under 18, regulated by the Gaming Commission as well. Kel Charcoal toothpaste is also available on the market, and for parents who used to brush their teeth with a padanko of the plantain, now is made with mixed with charcoal. Is made into a toothpaste or formulated into a toothpaste. You can get one on the market. The properties remove toxins from the bodies, and also it has a natural absorptive property of charcoal that helps remove bacteria from that produces bad breath in the mouth and hence giving you fresh breath. Kel Charcoal toothpaste is formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Charcoal toothpaste gives you good fresh breath, it says. White teeth, also reduces dental plaque and makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, upset stomach and hangover, so on and so forth. So get your Kel Charcoal toothpaste now. Also, Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the market for over 20 years, and you already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which is also known to boost the strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on and grab a cold can and power your day. For bulk purchase, contact the Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208-128-190 or 0550-010000. Now the future is here. Where is the leadership? The maiden edition of the Future Ready Leadership Summit, dubbed Remaining Leadership. Reimagining leadership in the world of unrelenting change, that includes with every inspiring speaker or speakers such as Serge Sam Jonah, Dr. George Jukumdonko, Professor Kwekwetia Henijima, and many distinguished speakers built to speak. The summit will come off on the 13th of March 2024 at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel, 8 a.m. So for the tickets of the event, kindly contact 0206 349 147 or 0244 202 949. You want to go and be a part of this leadership summit. Dr. Asa Asante is saying that Ghana is suffering from leadership crisis, and that is true. That is true. For leadership crisis, I think the whole African continent is suffering from leadership crisis. But let me read this message before Laura to come in. Good morning, Annie. Has Dr. Baumia not been able to speak against the LGBTQ plus in any of his public lectures? I want to know how prepared Metro TV is for the official commissioning of the National Cathedral on the 6th of March 2024. The MPP is completed a complete waste of time and resources. John Mahama is truthful, honest, and against LGBTQ+. Musa from Nima. Evans Dinko Garu says that good morning, and Laratu cannot be early because the MPP fake delivery tracker was given to her on Friday with the thematic areas to talk about. Nothing impressive. It's really there to show. We are waiting for her to show us where the Islamic SHS in the Karibunga is. Is it Karibunga? Larabanga. So which one is Karibunga? You two, you're lying. You two, you're lying. It's Larabanga, yeah. So Annie, good morning. The state of Ghana is in serious trouble because of the mismanagement of Akufo-Addo and the NPP government. So please, Ghanaians, reject them in the December polls from Alhaji Haruna, from Ashaiman. Ambassador Sambi Piali says, okay, Akufo-Addo is not hearing or seeing corruption. So Bawumia, is it because of what I said? So Bawumia is also not seeing or hearing about LGBTQ++++. Lie, he must tell us his position on LGBTQ+, even if digitized. Chumbuafo says that, good morning, Annie. Nanabia, please, given that I am unemployed and employable under my family government, can you direct me as to how I can enroll in the nursing training when I finish? Can I be exported? Some of the family members who are retired from local politics are now blaming side chicks for the state of broken down values in our country. Side chicks are money, huno. Okay, side chicks and huno money. Can I say no? You can't say that one. That one. So he sends me a screenshot of Gabi Ochidak. He says that values should not be premised on hypocrisy. That is, I suspect, ungodly. The biggest threat to family values in our society is caused by side chicks and side dudes. They break homes, and family values cannot survive in broken homes. But our MPs don't care, do they? And this post was when? Last editors. Okay, I won't see the year. Okay, I think it was cut off. I'm not seeing the year when it was posted. Okay, but that's now. Hobson Adoya has sent a message. Hobson, good morning to you. Thank you for your message. I think I can read it out. But Dr. Antoinette says that this is ridiculous. Okay. Okay, all right. All right, I get your points. We'll discuss this later. I can't read it on the show. Good morning, Annie. Why did you and Beatrice finish the MPP on the subject matter nurses unemployment and the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment conundrum? Beatrice has been fantastic as usual. Tell Hajia she should not worry. God himself will make a way where there seemed to be no way. Honorable Timothy Atabu sent that in. How can a young lady with these grades not get admission to UHAS to do nursing? The lady is home crying every day. Why should this happen? And the grades are social studies B3, English language B3, mathematics A1, integrated science A1, economics B2, geography A1, government A1, AWE or ever B3. And these are so good, excellent, and she can't get admission into UHAS. Fred Avernia sent this in. Musa Abatwa says that President Akufo-Addo has read the state of the family and friends and not the state of the nation because he failed to touch what's really happening in the country. SONA is supposed to give accurate picture of what Ghanaians are going through. To make matters worse, President peddled untrue state of doomsday and sought to trivialize the issue. Just yesterday, we slept in darkness. If you play propaganda with doomsday, Parliament House will expose you. And the irony is how the Deputy Finance Minister was on the floor and the power went off. Okay, let me allow, for time's sake, let me allow Laura to, when I have some more time, I'll read the rest of the messages. Laura, too, you're welcome again. You're welcome
Thank again. You, Annie. Right. Good morning to our viewers.
Good morning to you.
Yeah.
So we're discussing SONA. We're discussing SONA. A few issues came up. What is, I think, very instrumental is the missing out on corruption mentions and unemployment mentions, which is the key problem of this country. We know how much corruption is taken from our coffers every year as a country, and we know how unemployment has become a security threat for us. And some of the statistics mentioned by the president also seem to be a bit problematic. People are criticizing that the president did not speak the truth to power and to the nation.
Annie, we all live in this country and we all know what is happening. We come from various parts of this country and there are lots of issues that every individual or every citizen in this country would have wished that His Excellency the President had mentioned. I come from a region. There are issues in the region that I wish would have made it into the SONA. But it's not everything that can be mentioned. So I beg to differ in that regard. Let me address the bit about Beatrice saying that His Excellency the President lied. And listening to Beatrice on my way here, I felt really sad. As a relatively young politician, and she as a burdened politician equally, to go on the tangent that she went. We need to be able to acknowledge what the facts are as against propaganda when we sit on sets like that, and not underestimate the intelligence of the people who listen to us. If inflation in our difficult situation, which nobody has shied away from or ignored, including His Excellency the President, was 54% at a point, and is now at 23%. Is it heading in the right direction or the wrong direction? Is it an improvement or a decline? They are quick to come out and, when you call out their flag bearer for speaking on truth or for saying things that they are quick to come out and say he spoke in a context. And these same people cannot decipher the context in which His Excellency the President was speaking. How did it get to 54? You are not oblivious to that, Annie.
I am.
We are all aware of the challenges we faced, and we'll keep saying it, even though our compatriots think that locally we shouldn't mention it. War. Come again.
Russia-Ukraine war.
COVID and all those things have had, in addition to our internal issues.
Okay.
Those are not lost on any of us. Those are facts that are there for everyone to see. And for us to try to make propaganda capital out of it is Ghana. It's an economy. If it doesn't get better, all this propaganda you're doing to win election, there will be no economy to manage anyway. The fiscal deficit as in percentage, GDP declined from 10.8% to 4.2% in 2023. The cedi depreciated by 30% in 2022. That's at December 2023, and even till now, it's hovering around 9%. If that is not in the right direction, then I don't know who Beatrice was listening to. That is not to say that it is the best. It is not. But when you put measures in place to improve a situation, you can't obviously say you are heading in the wrong direction. Measures are being put in place to make sure that our economy comes to where it was and where it should be. By virtue of what I used to do before getting into frontline politics, I can confidently say I know this country very well. Maybe probably apart from Upper West that I don't know really well. But we need to speak to the facts when we sit on sets like this and not just make propaganda capital just because all we are focused on is the election. We can go into the past as Beatrice wants us to go, but what is the way forward? What is the way forward? His Excellency the President is the father of the nation. You can't have a father of the nation come and stand in front of the people that he owes absolute responsibility to and be lamenting like any other citizen. He needs to reassure us and give us hope. And that is what I think His Excellency the President did. As for saying he joked and all that, that is how you saw both sides when their flag bearers were introduced. You saw the reaction. That is how our parliamentary environment has always been. It comes with some level of these things. So I don't see where she's coming from with that. His Excellency the President talked about security. That is fundamental. All these things that we are talking about. Look at what is happening in the sub-region. A coup there, uprising there, terrorism there. But at least we have been able to keep our borders safe till date. And that is something that we all need to be aware of. And also partake in the See Something, Say Something initiative that has been initiated. Because look, you mentioned that you saw someone burning refuse under an electric pole. If you hadn't said anything, your mom's house is next to the house. Anything could have happened. It will affect your mom's house. But you found it necessary to speak to it. And those are the things we should be trumpeting. Not because you don't care. Probably someone has been given that job to make sure that people don't do those things. So you won't say anything. But it affects everybody. When we talk about unemployment, what is the best way to solve unemployment? It's interventions that you put in place to create jobs. And I found it very ridiculous to hear that it was MPP that funded people to put themselves together as unemployed graduates. As you say, that's the most ridiculous thing anybody can say. Probably that's what they do in the NDC. We don't do that. Why would you go and put people together to put themselves? When people were in saying, we can talk about NAPCO, irrespective of the challenges.
Didn't I tell you?
We can talk about it, and we won't be shy about it, irrespective of the challenges. Those who are owed must be paid because they rendered a service and they must get their due. But irrespective of that, that was a stopgap measure. To train people. To train people. So do we want to say that...
Was NAPCO employment, was it permanent employment?
Over the years, it was a stopgap measure of some job to also add on to the capacity of...
Within what period?
It was within every one was on a model, or I think 2-3 year model.
Well, I think it was a 2-year model.
So they were giving training and were put in areas that they can build on the job experience, because most of the time,
but what was the system put in place to ensure that whatever they learned from the modules will provide permanent employment for them? Did we have a system of that?
If you remember, there were some that were put in the health sector and absorbed by the sector. They're also partnering with private sector entities. So you are in there, NAPCO pays you. Then when there are vacancies, they absorb you. The data is there. It was getting to the last end of it. I think the second group that was there. So cumulatively, it started with 100,000 people, but cumulatively,
so about how
it was more than
100 within the job sector.
Was it 50-something thousand? So I need to get to it. Don't let me give out a figure that is not accurate. But some level of young people in this country were absorbed into the job market, both private and public sector. Look, when you talk to those in the education sector, over the years, we've been talking about how to bridge the gap between the sciences and the humanities. We've also had conversations on how people graduate from school and don't have the right skills to be on the job. So when you have a model, you have a training that has to build these capacities and also feed the job market. I don't think it's anything that anybody who is interested in the forward march of this country should talk against. It may come with its own challenges, no doubt about it, and that needs to be sorted out. But it doesn't take away some of the successes that policy chalked. We can talk about infrastructure. Every government since colonial times comes and builds infrastructure. And I can't stop saying this. But what makes the system work is policies that are life-changing. You talk about YouStart. And the president mentioned what Ghana Enterprise Agency, then MBSSI, was doing with it. GEA, and to read from the statement, the GEA is also implementing the Youth Start program, a youth empowerment program, which recently disbursed 100 million Ghana cedis to some 3,000 youth beneficiaries to upscale their businesses. These are things you can verify. Let's go further, even as far as those living with disabilities. In June last year, a significant boost was given to micro and small medium enterprises owned by persons with disabilities when government launched the 12 million cedi PWD Enterprise Support Program. This grant support program under the Ghana Transformative Project is being funded by the World Bank. The Youth Employment Agency has initiated a groundbreaking employment drive targeting 280 persons with disabilities who worked in the toll booths. I'm reading the SONA, State of the Nation. It's a public document. You can check. You get it. So when it comes to
I'm
Ghana,
asking if it's been made into books.
Come again.
Like that.
I mean, we've made it into books for our purposes. They give copies to Parliament, I think. You can check. But it's a document that has to be, this is a living document. Things that I said we captured in.
I'm not saying it's not a living document. I'm just saying that we've printed it into books like that. How?
Why?
For what budget?
Every document, including the budget, are printed so that
budget
for easy
printed,
reference.
Sona, I haven't seen Sonia printed like that before.
It's done always. I don't think.
Sona.
Yes.
New level of wasteful.
Yes.
Sona.
You need to. Yes. Annie.
Sona is not done like that.
Please don't. Let's stop.
No, it's no. I won't know.
Whether it's been printed or it hasn't been printed, you can get access to the document. And
I have the document on my phone.
So if
I don't need to print it.
Exactly. I need to do easy reference.
But you didn't print it yourself. This is printed by government. So government printed the Sona.
It shouldn't be printed
into books like that.
It shouldn't be printed.
I didn't say it shouldn't be printed.
Yes.
Everybody can print it if you have a copy.
Yes.
Once we are in digitalization, you don't have to waste money printing a book like that.
Oh, you think so?
No.
But we are still asking.
So individually,
when
tablets I have printed documents here. These are privately. It's not government finance. If I want to print them, I'll print.
So we shouldn't print documents because of digitalization.
That's not what I'm saying.
But yet, Ministry of Education has plans to give tablets, but we are still insisting on textbooks.
So we've been able to print these books, and we can't print textbooks for students. We can't print textbooks for students.
Go and check the Ministry of Education. According to the Minister of Education, the textbooks are in. They will start distributing next year.
I heard this.
In addition to the memory, the data knowledge bank that has been built, in addition to the tablets that will be given to the children with all the books and all those things, the textbooks will go. It's delayed. That is a fact. But the textbooks will start being circulated in next.
So how was it so easy for us to print these books and we couldn't print the textbook for students?
You can't print textbook. This is not a textbook. A textbook goes beyond just a document.
So it's taking.
This is a document.
So it's taking how many years for them to print?
Okay, the textbook is a curriculum issue. It's an aspect issue and all that. It's not like the president putting his cabinet together and they're giving data and all that. You are sitting down here trying to get the delivery tracker and what is happening. She sat here and mentioned Bolgatanga Regional Hospital. That's Upper East Regional Hospital. I don't think she knows the state of that hospital.
Today too. Yeah.
She said, let me look at. I was on that project. That project is still ongoing.
No, she said you speak to the Larbanga secondary school.
Tell her.
She went there.
When she goes to Larbanga,
she didn't find the school.
When she won't find it because she didn't go and ask people who live there. She went to take a picture of the mosque.
No, I asked.
The Islamic Senior High School is on the road to Mole National Park.
Okay.
So if you go and stand in front of the mosque, on your way to Sola, you're asking people about the school and not ask indigenous who have seen in real time. And you decide to go and stand in the mosque and take a picture and come and ask me. Go to West Gonja Municipal Ghana Education Service and ask them if that school hasn't been handed over to them.
But
I can show you
pictures.
I can show you pictures.
Okay.
It is on the way to Mole National Park.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
Larbanga is not just the road. It's not between the mosque and the Mystic Stone.
Okay.
Larbanga goes beyond. And when she was going, the road that they've been trumpeting, we did the Solar Kufusu Road. Between Nabori and Larbanga, you saw the state of the road. After Larbanga to Solar, you saw the state of the road.
Send us the pictures.
Please, when you go to...
You send us the pictures.
Honey.
Because
I can show you that text. I don't come and sit here and do propaganda that she is.
Yes,
me, my party, we've never had a propaganda secretary before. And our propaganda, and because we don't have that, your general secretary used to be a propaganda secretary. Annie, she spoke about bank hospitals.
Yeah.
And anytime we sit here, I tell you that you see, when it comes to infrastructure, because of the time span of it, look, putting together a district hospital is an average of 14 to 18 months. A regional hospital is about 24 to 36 months. All those things, you get it. So sometimes infrastructure can span over a period, depending when it comes to even health facilities. Because of the levels, sometimes you can have a facility that started as a CHIPS. And as the community grows, they can be upgraded into a health center or a district hospital by adding on facilities. So when it comes to health, when it comes to education, the social infrastructure, we need to be careful what politics we make out of it. Let me read this out to you. And she mentioned that she keeps talking about and the bank hospital and the bank hospital. Hospitals are not just infrastructure. Hospitals go beyond just the physical infrastructure.
So make your point.
And listen to this. This is a keynote address, Commissioning of Bank Hospital Limited. This is an address at the formal opening of the bank hospital by Dr. Ernest Addison, Bank of Ghana, at the forecourt. I'll leave those details. Let me give you excerpts of it. He said, Mr. Chairman, going into memory lane, the idea of the bank clinic was initiated in 1987 by the governor, the late Dr. Agama. Then he goes further, gives how they moved, the decision was taken to convert the bank clubhouse at number 43, 7th Avenue Extension, North Ridge, into a clinic, and went on and came. It was 2012 that the decision was taken. But that doesn't mean that idea of building. You start again. The bank's core mandate is not health.
What do
you get it? So they said what? When they took the idea, they started recruiting staff. You get it?
You mean in the 1975?
From 1987.
Sorry, 1987. They started recruiting for what?
Yes, came to the clinic, opened its doors to bank staff on 6 June 1988 with a small team consisting of a doctor, 1 nurse, 2 staff, and all that. He went into all that. You see, when it comes to health, education, and
what's
all
your
that,
point on the Ghana
my point is
bank hospital?
My point is when you make it seem as if the bank hospital, when did it even become operational? It was after 2017. Who was in power? It was His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. That's why I keep saying when it comes to governance, and Beatrice needs to understand governance.
So that means that
governance is not propaganda.
Okay, so that means hold on. So that means free SHS is not originated from Nanado.
How do you say free SHS is not originated?
Because it's in the Constitution.
What is in the Constitution?
What do you have in the Constitution? What do you have in the Constitution? I'm asking you a question.
I mean, you have children in school.
After coming late.
Wait, let me line them up.
Yes, line them up.
So we have free SHS, which we would say that it's in the Constitution. It's there. Is that Constitution? Yeah.
Yes.
We have
free compulsory
digitalization.
Free compulsory basic education.
Hold on.
Free SHS is not in our Constitution.
Digitalization, right?
Yes. There is nothing to say.
That's also not some.
Hold on.
Let me finish. I'm just trying to give you a list.
Free SHS is not in our Constitution. Or it's in there.
So, digitalization also didn't start with Dr. Baumia.
Come again.
Digitalization. All the name and attributes that we're trying to give to Dr. Baumia didn't start with him, right? Because we already had the foundation. In fact, the NDC has been saying how they laid their fiber cables before this government took over.
Just as they wanted to do interoperability at 1 point something billion, and we came and did it at 4 point something billion.
We also have
you get it.
The website, the Ghana. That website, that the eservices.gov.gh. That also, you would say that you are not the one that actually brought that domain.
Maybe if you were listening to me, I said when it comes to infrastructure.
I was listening to you.
No.
These are all infrastructure.
Annie, let me make my point. I was listening to, you see, when I said it and you say, why are we doing comparison? I was sitting here when she was making unfounded statements about people making money and not understanding people, making statements that she can't substantiate anywhere as a lawyer. You kept quiet and we were listening to it. We were probably even adding salt and pepper. That is fine, you know. But let me tell you, you said free SHS is in our constitution. So in effect, free SHS is not in our constitution. It's free compulsory basic education. Because she interjected, let me deal with it. I'll come to the BOG point. Free compulsory basic education. What is defined as basic education in this country? I asked you, do you have children in school? I sit here and I wouldn't lie. My children are not in a public basic school. Why? Because of the states we have our basic schools. But you have people take their children all the way to primary, kindergarten, primary, and junior high school and go to the SHS with their kids. Because we still have some level of confidence in our senior high school system. But when you come in and you make a deliberate policy to make sure that you do those things and improve on it. Look at the STEM schools that are being built. You are in Accra. If you go into the enclave of where Galaxy International School and Al Rihanna, the Accra STEM Academy is being built there, from kindergarten to senior high school. That is the kind of schools we all look up to take our children. So when you make deliberate policies, it's not all about infrastructure. It's not all about the infrastructure. The bank hospital was the decision to put that. He said what? Let me go to paragraph 8.
So people make decision in 1995.
He said
1987.
Guided by the core
because
values.
somebody made a decision in 1987.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden they slept and woke up in 2017.
Please keep quiet.
And it became operational.
Please keep quiet.
Hey, you should have come later than this.
Let me give you 8. You get it? In there was a new, this was being read by the new governor who came in 2017. Said, with the change in government in 2017, a new management was constituted for the bank. At the time of taking office in April 2017, the new management inherited 3 different bank projects at different stages of completion, namely the development and construction of 60-bed hospital and a 56-bedroom guest house in Takoradi. Then people were not unemployed. People were not hungry. But they found it necessary to start a guest house. Hospital. Based on the work completed on the hospital project.
With the money.
Based on the work, I think we can give ourselves some respect. You spoke for over 45 minutes. I wasn't here.
To people hungry. When the people are hungry
at that time, there was still unemployment. There were unemployed graduates association. But they found it necessary, in addition to a 60-bed hospital, to go and build a guest house.
Which guest house?
It's a 56-bedroom guest house in Takoradi and Tamale. Not only one. Not only one. Two. People were unemployed. People were hungry.
The guest house.
Yes, 2 guest houses.
Are they useful today? Are they useful
I don't
today?
know.
Are they generating revenue?
No,
based on the work,
compared to your headquarters.
Can you please keep quiet?
Your analysis
can you please keep quiet?
Some of your analysis
I take very strong discussion. You sat down here and talked about the president not being sensitive to, because the president didn't bring a replica of Amina to come and tell us that Amina is wearing pigs. So, and that's your understanding of SONA. Don't let us go there. The hospital, 60-bed hospital, this is in 2017 when it was taken over. The decision of the hospital, building the hospital, was taken in 2012. You get it? Tender was done in 2013. When did it become operational? After 2017. Governance is a continuum, and especially when I always say, when it comes to hospital and education, let's build on it. And that is why young people like us and younger people like Beatrice need to understand and stop. Don't run. You go and stand at Laribanga when people have gotten an Islamic school. You go and stand at the mosque and think you see it.
Do you think the cathedral was a point that the president should have mentioned in the State of the Nation? The cathedral, yes.
Hasn't it over?
Do you think he should have mentioned?
Hasn't it been overflowed?
How?
They said, hold on it.
So it is something that the president should have mentioned because
that is what
firstly,
is important to
firstly,
you.
No, you won't say that.
Yes, that is
firstly, it wasn't a project that we budgeted for, and eventually we used our money into that project. So if it has been abandoned or it has been put on hold or whatever it is,
was it in the 2024 budget?
Exactly my point.
Was the cathedral in the budget?
Exactly my point.
No,
I'm saying that
was it
if
in the
it was
budget?
not in the budget and you still used our money to do it, it means
so
that you should give us updates on that.
So when we are talking about things happening in the country now, in the perspective of government, is the cathedral one of the things happening now?
So why did we use money if it was not in the perspective of government? Why did we use money
in the
into that
2023 budget? The money that was even allocated for it ended up in communication and roads. Some allocation that was made for it, right? So whatever the state, the president is talking about is things that are happening. Is the cathedral one of the things happening now, currently active in this country?
Should the government put its hand in the public purse and allocate funds to any project it wishes or it permits itself, and it's quote unquote waste money like that because it is not in the central collection of things that maybe the economy is focused on, it can decide not to talk about it and just go scot-free and we just let it go. Is that what you're saying?
I think you're missing the context.
That is the point you're making.
That is not the point I'm making. That is your understanding of the point I'm making. The president went in this State of the Nation. It's not like a president waits at the end of his 4-year tenure and comes to talk to us about issues happening and what he's doing as the father of the nation. It's done yearly, or should I say annually, right? It was done in 2017, it was done in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, right? It's been done in 2024. There are issues that are pertinent and active there. Some of the things I read on, the security issues he mentioned, the digitalization he mentioned, the performance tracker he mentioned, so that it doesn't become like the moment the budget is read, the president gives the State of the Nation address. A citizen cannot sit in the comfort of their room and verify what their taxes have been used for. With a performance tracker, I can sit in the comfort of my room and check. The Ministry of Education said they added infrastructure to the community day school in Mpaa, where I come from, to make it operational. Is it true? When was it done? So I can get it on the performance. I can get it on the performance tracker.
So
I don't need to wait. I don't need to wait. I don't need to wait. I don't need to wait for the minister of.
What's the difference between delivery and tracker?
You see,
I mean performance.
We started when the performance tracker came out. It was performance tracker 1.0, right? And if we all understand how technology works, you improve on systems you build. There's a popular app we all use. It used to be what? Twitter. Now it's what? It's X. You improve on system. The performer tracker, the minute details that the performance tracker is giving now, and the details that is giving now, the 101 wasn't given. It's just a
the
change
performance
of
tracker,
name.
is it launched?
Come again.
Is
it hasn't been launched. It hasn't been launched. It's still in the pilot stage.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, the president mentioned and you see, Dr. Bamia, that our compatriots get palpitations when they hear his name. The man that those in the ICT sector have named or christened Bawizi. When they hear about him, they get palpitations. And that is not my problem. Bawizi. Yes, that is how youthful flag bearer is. And that is how we understand digitalization. So that people don't need to wait. People don't need to wait for a state of the nation or the budget to know what their money are being used for. And the day the performance tracker is launched, an upgrade of the tracker.
So now from a
performance tracker will be changing the name, changing the. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. She doesn't understand. These people don't understand. They want to be in the past. We are dealing with the future, with the visionary flag bearer that they can't boast of. We will not go. We will not have our president come and put Amina in parliament and say Amina is wearing pigs. We don't do that. Go to the performance tracker and you see every minute detail.
So when do I go to the
to the community?
The delivery doesn't have the minutest details.
You come and sit down here and
the performance tracker will give you.
So it goes to the basic.
Where do I
everything is on the performance tracker.
So the performance tracker, if I don't find it satisfactory, who do I go to ask questions?
That's a point for feedback.
How? Who?
On feedback on the system. Just as we give feedback on the apps we use. That's a point for feedback.
Okay, but after the show, you help me on the delivery tracker because I'm struggling a bit.
No, why do you want to stay in the past?
One last question before
why do you want to stay in the past when we are going into
So we are discarding the delivery tracker.
It was 1 point. The performance tracker.
I mean, let me ask about the question
it's an upgrade of the delivery.
So when we want to know
let's just get. She doesn't understand.
Where do we
forget about her.
Okay. Just so you know, let's go for a we'll go for a wheezy break. But before the wheezy break, these are the projects.
The people in the IT because of his contribution.
Okay, so these are the projects that we actually lost. Hold on. These are the projects we lost to the National Cathedral. Okay, bungalows for judges. Judicial Training Institute, Passport Head Office, Scholarship Secretariat, bungalows for Shraj, Waterstone Realty Luxury Apartments Complex, headquarters of Comsys IT firm, and then Malian ambassador's residence. You know, that became very topical. We're discussing how the Malian the ambassador, you know, when you destroy a country's ambassadorial residence, it means something else, which I don't want to be dramatic.
Yeah, with the territorial integrity
of the country,
of the sending state.
It's okay.
This one.
So we'll go for a breather.
Performance tracker.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
Prepare bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Send me kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's here. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa. Ile kosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Right, you're welcome back to the Bawizi show. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And Annie, you know, I'd already gotten some comments before coming here, but because of certain comments made by Laura too, I want to read some of the comments on here. This one said, who do best Laura to? How? No, I don't want to read this one.
Okay.
Annie and Beatrice, why are you guys doing this to lying Lara too? That is why you always carry police along, because you know what you have done to Ghana. Performance tracker will show us the National Cathedral. Are you really enjoying Lara to talking? Hey, then you dear. Hey, but we may have guy names. Wheezy tracker. The cathedral issue is heartbreaking. From the economic whiskey to digitalization by Wheezy. Imagine this government is just a sorry. He's no longer an economist. Hey, Wheezy, we mooking corn. Wheezy break pan. From economic whiskey to Wheezy whiskey.
Is that the interpretation they go for Wheezy?
That's all that
Wheezy
they got.
is the short form for whiskey.
So Annie Ampofu, let's learn to know that the NPP have palpitations when 24-hour economy policy is mentioned. Wheezy, Umia Wale Adam Smith. These are just a few comments on the Good Morning Ghana page. It's a struggle. Ghana needs solutions. Stop this tracker business. Okay, there's a lot. Delivery tracker, no, I told you. I mean, away from that.
So Prosper actually sent me this. Good morning, Ghana. Good morning. Ghana is an interesting country. Bawizi, Mahamizi. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it means that today the week is going to be great, because I mean, we are starting on a note of laughter about Wheezy, and this is definitely going to trend. But Annie, moving on to a sad note, the RIP legend is trending on Twitter because of, Mr. Ibu. And unfortunately, he has passed away over the weekend.
Mr. Ibu is dead?
Yes, Mr. Ibu is dead.
Oh.
So when I said I refused to believe it, because I was searching. But this one says, Chelsea fans, y'all gather here and show some respect to the legend. Mr. Ibu. R.I.P. legend. I mean, I was questioning it because I was not seeing anything on Google, but then it started popping up, Mr. Ibu is dead. And yes.
I thought he was recovering.
I know. You know, when his son, escaped with the monies that were gathered for him and all that. Yeah, his son ran away with the money that, the GoFundMe money and all that. So, yeah.
His son?
Yes, his son. Yes,
you mean his son? His own son?
Yeah, his own son. So, Mr. Ibu's last words before his death in the hospital bed, as he gave a special message to Paul of P Square, who has been all of P Square has been good to him. He really, really was there for him. But R.I.P. legend.
So does it mean that the son ran away with the money?
Yeah, he was caught.
And so he didn't get money for treatment?
Yeah, but it was time. It delayed. It was time. You know, he got well. He was on social media, TikTok, and all that. But then he
with his daughter, I think.
That was not even his daughter.
That was who?
Yeah, that girl is not his daughter. Supposed daughter. That girl is not even his. There's a whole lot about that video as well. But yes, unfortunately,
I think I'm not so well updated on his issues.
Yes. I didn't want to believe it. I was constantly refreshing. Someone posted it on our page. I was asking, where is the source?
But Nigeria, entertainment industry cannot tell me that they couldn't raise money.
They did. They actually did. They actually did. Mr. Ibu has been monumental in the help of, bringing up a lot of talent way back. So I, for one, I was confused as to, because he has done a lot of good work. I know a couple of friends in Nigeria who wanted to start this entertainment.
Sometimes when these things happen, I don't expect to even see a GoFund.
Exactly.
That's what my point is.
It should just come out and
having brought up people, you have children that you didn't make yourself, but they are children, your children, which at every point in time, they know your situation, your condition, they will come to your aid. We don't have to make... So I think that the entertainment industry must learn from these things. Yeah. It's not just being superstar and flaunting big cars, and then we leave the lives of people into... It's
sad. It's sad. I for one, I didn't want to believe it, but unfortunately... Mr. Abel has passed away, and I think that now you can finally rest. Because being sick for that long. And finally, Chef Fila is also trending. I mean,
yeah,
she got disqualified according to Guinness World Records. I mean, there were so much breaks, and so this is the mistake they all make. If Chef Fila and now Chef Smith is doing the same, they are so focused on the fame and not the record breaking. How can you stop cooking for over 1 minute? Just vibing to a musician singing for you. So I think it's all about the breaks. The breaks are just.
Hey, so when you break for about 1 minute,
like
that can disqualify you.
Yes, especially when there's a limited break for you. But if you continue to break for long, they will disqualify you. So yes, Chef Fila, they are saying they are proud of her, Chef Fila. Better luck next time.
I think she's not talking too much.
Oh, finally!
And she didn't receive the results and kept it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Hilda Basi, Nigerians have gotten something to throw us. Like they're going to troll us. Yes, they're going to troll us again. But yes, anyway, unfortunately, she.
So I just want.
Yes, Bawumia had bad luck. Bawumia bad luck, man. He caused a pass and towards disqualification. And
Bawuzi was also
such a person can be trusted to lead Ghana. I mean, just look at the name of the account. Mahama 2024, Citizen Techiman. I mean, so it's so obvious that you put out something like this. This is where I bring an end to the trend.
Thank you. Congratulations to all we are ICGC team. Yeah. Dr. Mensa Otabil has held the fort for 40 years.
Yes.
40 years on the wilderness is not easy. So congratulations to all of you, the babies, the children, the old age, the middle age, whatever. Congratulations. Yesterday we did a Thanksgiving service.
Wow.
It was nice and it was fun. To be among the family. 40 years.
That's a lot.
Someone's lifetime.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's where we draw the curtain also here on Good Morning Ghana. We welcome you into another fresh week. It's Ghana month.
Yeah.
Just make sure that everything you do, love Ghana and keep the flame of the Ghana patriotism on.
Yes.
Keep the flame of the patriotism on. Some of you have lost it, but it will be fine. It is well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.